What's up, multi-platform gamers? Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, retro, modern, handheld, you name it. Today I want to talk about virtual reality because virtual reality gaming is a gaming platform and one I'm actually pretty passionate about. Actually, back in 2022, I ran a VR channel. Bonus points if you can find that. Um, and I was just getting really deep into VR and just loving the experience. VR was the biggest leap in gaming I felt, this biggest wow moment since the Xbox 360. That jump from GameCube, PS2, Xbox to Xbox 360. There really hasn't been a jump since, like, go from PS4 to PS5. There isn't this wow moment in graphics. This was a real wow moment. Now, granted, 95% of VR is kind of like almost demo games and a peek into the future, but you also have experiences like Half-Life Alyx, which just really shows the potential of VR gaming. And I don't know, I guess what I'm really disappointed in right now is since it's been since early 2023, so almost 3 years since I've kind of like stepped away from the game a little bit, I haven't really seen much progress in VR. Now, I haven't stepped away from the VR game because I dislike VR by any means. It's just because I have less time. The biggest reason and one of the biggest issues with VR is just the friction to play it. And so I have kids, and I no longer have like 6 o'clock to midnight to just focus on my hobbies, and so it's really hard to just strap this headset on and like escape when like I can't escape, newborns, toddlers, like if I'm lucky enough to get 15, 20, 30, 45 minutes to play gaming, yeah, I gotta have my phone on me in case my wife texts and need help or something. I can't just be strapped and be fully immersed into something. Now, I'll be able to do that again someday and maybe get to play with them, but that's it's just not something I've been doing lately. Uh, I could make time and force time for it, but after a long day, I'd much rather just spend time gaming on the couch or watching TV and movies. But regardless, whether like you have a VR headset already or you're thinking about getting one, it's an awesome experience. And for like $300 for these headsets, I think even like the PlayStation VR 2 now is going on sale for like around $350. You're going to get $300 worth of entertainment value from here. Like I said, 95% of the experiences maybe a little more arcadey, like something you might find and play at like Dave and Buster's or something, but in your own home. There's a lot of good to have in this. And if you're a PC gamer and you're down with tinkering and all of that, you can plug all these into a PC or wirelessly connect to a PC like Steam VR, and there's tons of good experiences to have. But yeah, just like with the rate of progress, I would expect after 3 years that we would have the MetaQuest 4 or some of the just the friction problems with this would have been resolved. But that really hasn't been the case. It seems like the industry is really moving forward with like AI, with the AI boom happening. That's been really taken away from like VR because I don't know with like smartphones and just social media and everything. Everything's hitting this peak. That all these tech companies are looking for like the next big thing. And I know Meta was really pushing VR for a while, and I don't know, they've hit a wall with some of this and with all the friction points, like they haven't really been able to fix it. And I know they're like pivoting with AR, AI, smart glasses to which are way more expensive, but they do solve some of the friction points, and I think they're trying to just come up with some kind of just successful product to make money to continue investing in the research and development. Like one of the big things with this VR headset, what makes it just not relaxing to play with all the friction is the weight. So you have this on here and it gets heavy over time, and just we really need to have these more. I mean, the AR glasses that are coming out, these like Ray-Ban ones, they have the form factor, like they really need to be sunglass form factor. And when I'm gaming, I love drinking coffee, I love drinking water. Like when I have this on, like I cannot, like I can't sip water or any kind of drink while playing without taking it off. And that's something I do all the time while I'm playing games. Sip water in the morning, Saturday morning. I like to drink coffee and play games. I cannot drink coffee and play VR. I can sip coffee and drink water when I'm out in public and I have a coffee in my hand. So it's like we really need that form factor. I think Apple with their Apple Vision Pro, which was a total failure. $3,000, way too expensive. They had the battery uh wired and strapped to your side, which it's kind of weird, but I can totally see that for like if you can get the battery and the computational stuff, like this just needs to be the weight needs to be less, especially if you also wear like a headset too, and over the ear headphones to get even more immersed. It just becomes so much weight on your head. And just over these past 3 years, I'm like disappointed there's been no progress in just VR headsets in general. And it's just, it seems like these with AI and AR glasses, it's just something more that you have to wait for. Um, and yeah, like just if I get 15 minutes of time to play VR, like I said, there's a lot of tinkering involved. There's a lot of, I mean, it would, after doing it for like a week, you can get quicker at it, but even still, like, and that's like if you're connecting to a PC and like all the updates and all of that, and just the flow of your setup and moving furniture, maybe. But one of the other things is like just always when you play it trying to adjust and get comfortable your eyes, whether it's like the meta quest has like the three settings, and this is the, well, actually it's an Oculus branded Oculus Quest 2. I don't have a Meta Quest 3. It didn't seem like that big of a leap. I can't really see that, whatever. This is an Oculus Quest, not a Meta Quest. uh yeah, I'm not sure if the Meta Quest 3 has the three lens movement or not. Like I said, the leap from the Quest 2 to 3 was didn't seem that good. I do want to play the Batman game, but besides the Batman game, I was like, I can wait till the Quest 4, but that's not even coming out to like 2027 now. I don't even think it's been officially announced, but the rumors are 2027. So this is kind of like I said, I like VR. I'm pretty passionate about VR, but and this isn't to say like don't ever get a VR headset. The prices are cheap right now. If you have not been into VR gaming yet, like pick them up at these cheap prices. Just don't expect like any crazy movements happening. Like again, earlier back when I was covering it in 2022, there were all these headsets coming out. Like Apple was going to release theirs, Meta was releasing the Meta Quest Pro, and then the Meta Quest 3, which all that stuff happened, but just none of them were great products and never really moved the needle. Um, but yeah, the friction point. So anything you do to reduce the friction helps. And one of those things that, like I said, I ran the channel, I had some connections. There's a Black Friday uh, special coupon code going for VR Rock. I'm gonna link a video to my full video of this below. If my channel's too little and I can't have clickable links yet, I'll put it as an end card at the end of this video. But VR Rock prescription lenses, these are a must-have accessory, honestly. If you use coupon code Murky Trout, you'll get 15% off your entire order. This is a Black Friday promotion from November 15th, 2025 to December 5th, 2025. And so, yeah, you can get 15% off. Like I said, VR is, I am pretty passionate about it. It's just another gaming thing I have. I haven't been VR gaming lately because of other reasons, mainly because of just kids and parenting, and it's hard to do that. But with previous connections, they reached out and they gave me this coupon code, and it's the best coupon code I've ever been given my time doing this. So I was like, well, you know what? I have this community of multi-platform gamers, and whatever. If this tanks my channel for a little bit for a month or so, it's like whatever. I'm gonna give something to you guys, and it's an affiliate code. I do get a kickback, but like really, I don't care about that. I'd much rather you for free click like and subscribe. But yeah, check out the full video on this. But yeah, a must-have accessory because it reduces the friction points. Because you might be tinkering with your eyes, thinking that you're not getting. It's blurry. Why is it blurry? You're tinkering with the lenses to try to get that sweet spot, but really you don't have 20/20 vision. And this helps. This helps a lot, and it's a good screen protector, just like a smartphone. So yeah, full video, either in the description or at the end card. But yeah, so going back to VR and just the rate of progress, I haven't heard of any big killer game for VR. I have a Meta Quest 2 and I have a PlayStation VR 2. PlayStation VR 2, that's going to be a whole nother video just specifically on that. But I had high hopes for PlayStation and that with all their IP. I mean, I already have a Meta Quest 2 headset, and so most of the stuff on PlayStation VR 2 is the same stuff that's on here. And I really thought both would be good companions, where PlayStation VR 2 would be my first party Sony stuff, these high end games, similar to Half-Life Alyx. and then Oculus Quest would be for everything else, like walkabout mini golf. And that's just not really the case. Everything that came to here is coming over to PlayStation VR 2, and it's just the same games. And it's like Sony just was just like, here, we're gonna release this headset, which I think is a way better headset than this, minus the fact that it has a wire attached that's not detachable. Where Whereas the MetaQuest 2 you can use wirelessly, or you can hook it into a computer wiredly, or just stream it over Wi-Fi. I've had mesh Wi-Fi, and I played this wirelessly with Half-Life Alex from my gaming PC over my mesh Wi-Fi system, and it worked wonderfully. But yeah, just no movement on games. No big games are coming out for these headsets. The hardware hasn't really been improving for both, like, I guess, the hardware and the software. Like, one of the things, like, I plugged these prescription lenses. I don't know even know if this is possible, but I think it'd be awesome if they can somehow do like some kind of virtual like prescription lenses where there's like some kind of calibration, and it like applies on the OS level some kind of filter to, like, digitally like change the image output to account for that prescription lens. And then, so like, you don't have to buy an extra accessory to handle that. Just like with configurations, the glasses or the headsets can just handle that. I don't know if that's possible. That could be sweet. But yeah, I also had like other predictions, like Nintendo Switch 2. Like, I was predicting their gimmick would be virtual reality, where one of the switches would be, handheld and console, but then also slide it into a headset mount, which they did with Labo. And I thought that Labo would be something that uh, was kind of like a stepping stone test to try to do that. And then, just like, Nintendo's IP, just have VR versions. And nothing about VR I've ever thought was going to be the next like step, like evolution. I always think console gaming and handheld gaming will be there. I thought VR would always be its own lane. And yeah, it's just like this lane that's lately it's been this huge chicken and egg thing. I mean, they've had pretty decent hardware, and they've just like kind of been waiting for software to come. Valve made Half-Life Alex, proved that VR gaming can be just as good, if not better, than normal gaming, and just no one has wanted to make the investment to follow through. But then again, like, why make the investment? As I was doing like development on VR, you like it's like, why get so invested into like any of the programming standards or AI when you don't even know if like the Quest 3 is going to have the same controllers. You have the Apple Vision Pro, which has just hands free. Then you have PlayStation VR 2. Like, there's no standard happening yet, and it's like people are scared to make exclusives. It's really expensive, really risky, and and therefore you have this huge chicken and egg problem. Like, do we wait for the better headsets where that are lighter and easier to use? But at that point, like, because you can see the future when you use these headsets. I was just saying, like, they really need to be like glasses that stream. So like, I was using this to play Half-Life Alex wirelessly over my Wi-Fi. Like, that's what needs to happen. I don't care if like the battery. I think Apple's on the right move to get the battery like wired to your waist. I don't think that's as offensive as having like the PlayStation VR 2, the wire hooked up to the console. Because like the wires to your side, your hip, but you can still turn 360 and not get tangled. But I think the computation does need to be streamed, and I don't know if cloud streaming is going to be good enough for that, or just like even a box like from your PC, or just even its own standalone box, like a console, like an Ouya console or something like that. Uh, that's like just hooked up next to like your cable modem or something, and it streams. It streams from that. And that it works great with Half Life Alex for me. I had no issues with doing that, so I know already it's good enough to do that. And yeah, we really need that light form factor. We need the like sunglasses, which is what they're trying to do with the AR glasses. But that's not really gaming with the AR and the. Well, I mean, you can do AR gaming, but they're everything they're demoing. It's I can put like a YouTube video up as I treadmill or something like that, and it's just a floating screen. And then like the AI chat, so I can like talk to it and like ask a question, like basically Google anything while I'm just out and about, and take pictures and videos. Um, that's not VR, but maybe that can move the needle from the form factor, and then we start getting into streaming or something. I don't know, but yeah. It's just disappointing. I think it's really because of AI and the whole AI like stock boom going on that it's really taken away from VR for a bit. I think we're going to circle back to VR, and hopefully maybe advancements in AI can solve some of the problems that are holding this back. Because I really want to get back into it, but there's like nothing on the market to buy if you already own a Meta Quest 2. I mean, yeah, I could upgrade to a 3, but like I'll just wait till 2027 to get the 4 when I can have more time to truly play and then go back and test it out. The PlayStation VR 2, I would love to be more games. There's like 4 big games right now. Uh, Horizon Call the Mountain, which I think is great, and when I played it, it really inspired me. That's like this is what Zelda could be in VR. I think that could be awesome. Gran Turismo 7, awesome, awesome game. My only problem is it's so immersive that when I play with the controller, it just sucks. I don't have a steering wheel and pedals, and I thought about buying some, but it's like at that point you kind of need like the whole racing rig, and I don't have I could make space for it, but I don't have space for it, and I'm not going to make space for it. So it's like I would need a bigger house for that, and maybe because that looks like so much fun to get the wheel and pedal. Resident Evil 8 and 4. I still want to play those. I still mean to. Those will be my next VR experiences, but especially with 4, I played Resident Evil 2 earlier this year. I still need to play 3, then I'll play 4, and then play it in VR mode. So that's just a matter of time. Same with 8. I've already played 7, so I do want to play 8, and I should play that before 9 comes out. So I pre-ordered that Nintendo Switch bundle, which was a no-brainer. Those are great, even though they're game key cards. But there's a tangent for another time. But yeah, so and I guess Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming off, but again, like hopefully there's a good flight stick that works with PS5. I think that can already work on PC though, so I should double check that. But yeah, it does because I think I played it with this, and I didn't have a flight stick, and so it's like, all right, I have this such immersive experience, and then not having that little piece of it really takes it away from it. So I don't know. I was really hoping that like PlayStation was going to lead the charge of that. We have something Spider-Man, something Last of Us, something God of War, like all of their IP. They have like their big game and like a remaster game, and then like a small like half title game like Miles Morales, and then a VR game. And it's just like that's not how it's panning out. What's going to be interesting though is with the next Xbox being basically a PC and they have Windows 11. I do wonder if you're going to be able to run VR games on the next Xbox just plugging it in because it's going to run Steam. So it's going to run Steam VR. It's a PC. Can you run, PC VR? That's going to be a really interesting thing to see how that pans out as well. And yeah, I don't know, maybe that can be another inject some more life into VR. I don't know if that thing even sells, but people sell PCs, so yeah, we'll see. And yeah, Nintendo, I wouldn't count them out, but like even the Nintendo Switch 2 in terms of like any big gimmick, like they didn't do really anything. Like they advertised game chat being the big gimmick for Switch 2, which is a big nothing burger, honestly. It's just a more powerful Switch 2 and it's everything it needed to be, but I guess a company who's been around for over 100 years and needs to make sure that they're profitable and around for another 100 years. Why spend all their cards on the Switch 2 and put everything into it when they're already leading the pack and just doing better than expected? And like they don't need to. Like they need to save something for the Switch 3 to make that be something. And since VR has been so stagnant for the past 3 years, I guess we're just waiting longer. And that's the thing, this holiday season, if you don't have a headset yet, they're great. The headsets are awesome. They're fun. You're going to get $300 worth of value out of these headsets. Make sure you get a pair of prescription lenses, as well, because I think they're just as good. They're just as important of an accessory as a screen protector for your Switch 2 or your smartphone. Make sure you use your coupon code because, definitely just take a discount if you can. But I don't know. Yeah, this isn't a video saying VR sucks. Like VR gaming sucks. VR gaming is great. It's just since I've stopped following it and using it and making videos about it, it just feels like there's been no progress, and that sucks because there's still so much potential when it comes to VR and all those predictions and hopes I have. They're still valid today. Like the industry hasn't died per se. It's just taking this weird pivot and with the AI, and again, I don't know, maybe AI can help with the development. That's the dream, right? the AI and quantum computer can help with all kinds of unlocking just all this next wave of technology. And already VR is pretty good, really, really good. And just people can make software for it, and it could be great software, but chicken and the egg problem. Like they're not making the software because the hardware isn't as good as it needs to be, and the user base isn't as big as it needs to be. But if there was a killer game that was just incredible, the users would come. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are any of you VR gamers? If you've been watching the channel, are you a multi-platform gamer? And VR is something I haven't been covering about. Do you want to see more VR videos? I think I've had this one, the prescription lenses one. I have one more. I got to talk about the PlayStation VR 2 just by itself. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And like I said, that coupon code's there, but I would much rather you just like and subscribe for free. That's the best way to support the channel. But coupon code's yours, so that's not for channel support. That's for you like wanting something and wanting a discount. So don't even think about that as being supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel, just like and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.